Hello everyone, it's Spurs Reading 96 here and welcome to another Train Sim World 2 video. Now just before we get into it, of course, if you think I sound different, that is I do. I'm just sadly getting over a cough and a cold. Hopefully it's not the virus. You all know what the virus is, what I mean by that. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But for today's video I've decided to go in depth to a particular topic that everyone is looking forward to seeing in Train Sim World 2, hopefully before the end of 2021. Steam engines. Now, of course, we all want to see steam engines that range from different countries. Some people want to see steam engines, of course, from the United Kingdom, from the United States, from Germany, and from different continents and countries all over the globe. But today I've decided to do a video on the number one steam locomotive I would like to see in Train Sim World 2, and also assessing the chances of if this locomotive could be possible, that it will be in Train Sim World 2. And that locomotive, of course, is the London, Midland and Scottish Railway Stanier Class 5460, or most commonly known as the Black 5. So, of course, let's get into it. So, you want to know about the origins of the Black 5. Well, the Black 5s were designed to be a mixed traffic locomotive, a do-anything, go-anywhere type, if you like. They were designed by William Stanier, who previously had been with the Great Western Railway. Now, in terms of designing the Black 5, he decided to take some very similar cues, if you like, from the GWR Halls, which was another locomotive he designed for the Great Western Railway, but not as a carbon copy. The Hall, at the time, was too wide to run in most places in Great Britain. But it did share some similar designs, such as a similar cylinder arrangement, two of them on the outside, an internal boiler design, and size, regarding length, and 6-foot driving wheel diameters. But the Black 5s are noticeably thinner in terms of width, so they can work, on places in railways in Great Britain, where of course the GWR Halls couldn't, due to their size. In the early days, the locomotives were known as the Black Staniers, from of course their black livery, in contrast to Stanier's other classes he constructed, such as the LMS Stanier Jubilee class, which were painted crimson and known until April 1935 as the Red Staniers. Later on, of course, the nickname, and very famous nickname, Black 5, became their permanent nickname, the number referring to the power classification. So in terms of their working life, obviously many were produced, hundreds, thousands if you like. The number started from 5,000, with the first 20 being ordered from Crew Works in April 1934, and a further 50 ordered from the Vulcan Foundry in 1933. Of course, they did enter service when it came to the World Wars, World War II, and they were described as the engines which helped win the war. Due to their, superior power compared to other mixed traffic heavy freight engines at the time of World War II. Of course, they were not to last forever. When the end of steam was approaching, these were actually the last surviving British steam engines in the UK, right up until 1968, and 18 of them have been preserved to this day, and no surprise, they are very, very famous from locomotive fans, and I'm certainly one of them. I just love the livery, I love the size, I love the proportions, I love the performance that it can take. It can take on practically any type of train in any terrain. So of course, it leads me to the inevitable question of what are the chances of seeing this locomotive in Train Sim World 2? Thankfully, they are in Train Simulator. They are in a route known as the Western Lines of Scotland, an old Scottish route back in time, but sadly it was not developed by Dovetail Games. It was developed by a developer known as Cross Rails. He made the Western Lines of Scotland, which was a route that went from Carlisle to Strania, I think as I say it, via Dumfries, which also includes the Kirkcudbright branch. In terms of the Black 5, of course, they came in 3 weathered variants, and even the BR Type 06 snowplow for the Black 5. So if you want to imagine seeing the Black 5s conducting difficult snowy conditions with a snowplow. I mean, that will be a first in Train Sim World. But yeah, hopefully one day this could be possible. Fingers crossed for me, because the reason why I didn't pick one of the famous ones like the Mallard, the fastest steam engine in the world in terms of holding a world record, or maybe the big boy American locomotive, or even the Flying Scotsman. I just like to choose something that's different from the crowd, and I think the Black 5 has, in its own right, stands out as a contender to be regarded as one of the most famous steam engines that Great Britain has ever produced. And marks out of 10 for seeing this. In terms of seeing it in Train Sim World, it's kind of in the middle, in it. I would say a 6 out of 10, but you never know. Hopefully it can be in Train Sim World 2 one day very soon. So of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments on what number 1 steam engine you would like to see in Train Sim World 2, and your reasons why, as well as maybe on the routes they would like to run on Train Sim World 2. Maybe the West Somerset, maybe a completely new route, back in time, or it's set in the modern times. So of course, if you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like, and please subscribe if you are new for more up-to-date Train Sim World news and content from me. And as always, I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care.